She only wanted to help a lost old man, but that one act of kindness was her worst nightmare. Chidimma worked as a POS girl for her master, Mr. Raymond, a respected man everyone called Sir Ray. He looked gentle and kind, but behind his smile, he was something darker. He had been taking advantage of Chidimma in secret, and every time she tried to speak, he threatened to ruin her and her poor family. Still, she endured it, hoping that one day God would make a way. That afternoon, he sent her to the bank to withdraw $2 million. On her way back outside the bank at the ATM stand, an old man stopped her saying, "My daughter, please, I'm looking for New Market. I'm lost." Chidimma smiled and pointed the direction, but the old man shook his head. "Ah, no, please show me properly." Just then, another young man, standing nearby dressed decently, stepped in and asked, "Pap, are you looking for something or somewhere?" "I noticed it," and the old man replied, "Yes," and asked him for directions too. The young guy replied, "Papa, I know the place too." The old man asked both of them to please follow him to the place so he doesn't get lost. At first Chidimma declined, but he promised rewarding her, and she later agreed. "Let's go together. Maybe he'll reward both of us." The young guy chipped in. The young man smiled at Chidimma, encouraging her. She hesitated but thought, if he's going to, then maybe it's safe. They followed the old man. After a while, he stopped and said something strange. "Before I give you your blessing, you must promise not to misuse it. Swear that you and your families will come back to thank me." He brought out a small wooden charm and asked them to repeat an oath. Chidimma was scared, but the young man laughed. "It's just a simple prayer. Do it so he can bless us." Because she was desperate for money, she did it. She repeated the words.
She thought she was only robbed, not knowing her own master planned it all. Betrayal doesn't always come from strangers, sometimes it wears a smile. When Chidimma opened her eyes, she was in a strange bush path. The old man and the young man were gone, but her bag, phone, and POS machine were missing. She ran out, crying. Hours later, she found her way home barefoot, dusty, trembling. But when she arrived, she met something worse. Her master, Mr. Raymond, was at the police station, shouting that she had run away with his 2 million Nigerian nairas. The police believed him. He was hurt, disappointed. He even told her parents, "I treated her like my own daughter. I can't believe she'd do this to me." Chidimma tried to explain, but no one believed her story about the old man and oath. Only her parents believed her, because the police said there was no evidence. Mr. Raymond told them coldly, "If you don't want your daughter in prison, pay me back my money." They gave him their only small inherited landed property to repay him as. She watched him collecting their only landed property in Chidimma stayed silent too, ashamed to mention what he used to do to her.
She had no power, no money, just fire in her heart. The truth she uncovered will shock you. Justice may be slow, but it always comes. She went to beg for her job, but what she heard inside that house shattered everything. She thought she knew. After Chidimma's parents sold their small piece of land to repay the 2 million, she decided to go to Mr. Raymond's house to plead. She didn't have any other job, and her family was already struggling, so she went with tears in her eyes. "Sir, please," she begged. "I know I failed you, but please, let me keep working. I have nowhere else to go." Mr. Raymond looked at her coldly, then said he would think about it. He went inside to take a call, not realizing that she was still standing quietly by the door. From where she stood, she heard him laughing loudly. "Yes, yes, you and Ibuka did a perfect job." She didn't even suspect a thing. "Tell your boys well done, I will send the balance later." Chidimma froze. Ibuka? Her heart dropped. That was the same name she heard the day she was robbed. One of the men had shouted, "Ibuka, collect everything." Her hands began to tremble. She quietly left the compound, her mind racing. That night, she couldn't sleep. She thought of how everything connected: the oath, the robbery, and now her master's call. Something inside her told her to dig deeper.
The truth will definitely be uncovered. It only takes time. The next morning, she returned to Mr. Raymond's office pretending to beg again. She started crying softly, watching every move he made. He excused himself to use the restroom. As he left, his phone started ringing, the same name flashing boldly on the screen. Ibuka. She quickly snapped the number with her phone before he came out. Then she pretended to keep crying until he returned. "I'll think about it," he said again, waving her off. She went straight to the bank and begged one of the customer service. "Uncle, please, I need your help. I think someone set me up. Can I see the CCTV from that day?" The man refused, saying she must bring an official letter. While leaving, she started crying, then met a good Samaritan. A police officer, his name is Audu, who promised to help her get justice voluntarily. After some days, Audu wrote an official letter demanding for a CCTV footage and submitted it to the bank security. After reviewing it, they released the CCTV footage to him, which showed Mr. Raymond telling the old man what to do and describing Chidimma and her movements. Audu asked if she knew these people, and she replied yes. They're her master and the old man who tricked her. Audu and his team swung into action in investigating the matter. They tracked everything down, both the calls, Mr. Raymond, the old man, and the other man who pretended to be a victim too. Even Abuka and other guys who robbed her in the bush. All of them were suspects and handcuffed in the police station. When Chidimma saw them all, she called her parents to come, and they all shocked in disbelief. She cried, saying, "I thought I was a daughter to you and you did this to me." They were charged to court. Mr. Raymond paid 2 times money worth of the land he collected and damages too. The other suspects couldn't meet up with their fine, and they were sentenced to 5 years imprisonment.